Jerry, if you're willing, we have some more questions for you.
Oh, yeah, fire away. Yeah. Let me help.
So let's see. There was somebody here who was saying, like, I don't want to put artistic pressure on. I know artists have lots and lots of projects on the go at all times. But someone's saying that they really admire your writing style. They wonder if possibly someday, whenever that may be, you ever have thought about writing a book.
I think about writing a book all the time.
I understand a lot of writers do that.
There's a lot of
thinking about writing a book is the problem. What I should actually do is write a book for real. I was working on the first chapter of a Lookouts book is on the site somewhere. And I kept working on that sort of around the rest of the projects. But things keep coming up. Like, you have PAX West, and then you have PAX Oz, and then South, and then East. And then there's, like, a few months to catch your breath, and then it all sort of like happens again. So tucking things in around that is, at least for me, a challenge. For an effective, capable person, it might be possible.
Still a lot.
But it definitely takes some doing. And right now, a lot of that writing work is going into the Thornwatch game that we kickstarted relatively recently.
Which, from the questions, people are also very excited.
Yeah. And so what happened is that, at least in my experience, anytime you set yourself to some creative task, even if it doesn't end up being what you expected or what you thought it was going to be, and I'm sure that this is true. I'm sure that this is something we all sort of know. If you commit yourself to things like that, eventually it shows up. And so a lot of the work that I had done on the book is perfect for the game, and then eventually there will be a Lookouts game proper in that series. And so all the work will keep coming up. But right now, a lot of the book work is being sort of put toward like a screenplay type concept. Because I think that those places that we've come up with have a lot of potential in different ways, like other mediums that we're not expert in.
You've built the whole world.
And so, and so we've secured people to help us with that stuff.
Nice. Well,
so yes, I think about it, but no. Yes, but no.
That's totally fair. Here, this is in a similar realm, but we'll say it's just when you fantasize about if you had 3 people's worth of time or could add extra months into the year or something. Somebody asked, what's a project that you might like to pursue, related or not, to the skill set involving Penny Arcade? And I think what has kept you from achieving it, you just answered, the busyness. But so, for example, involving a skill not related to comics, if you wanted to be a great blacksmith or something like that, is there something fun that you dream of if you somehow had the time of 2 people?
Yes. Well, I have a lot of other hobbies that just don't show up on the. They don't really have a place for the site. Like there's no place to talk on Penny Arcade. There's no place to talk about like brewing or like coffee roasting, which are actually these are like my actual hobbies and things that I do.
Nice.
Surge.
Yeah. It's basically, if I take up a hobby, it has to result in something I can eat or drink. Right? It's like there has to be an end point that results in something that can go into this zone.
That is wise.
Right?
That is wisdom right there.
Yeah, my fantasy would be to actually operate a brewery. That's like the end game for me, is operating the inn of the last home inside of a giant tree.
Yes.
That's my plan.
Chat, if you're wondering how to ask questions, you can go to the blog. There's a post up about Jerry and his visit, and you can leave a comment with your question on the blog, and we are looking through those right now. So that would be the way to get your questions in.
Also, every suburban white youth who grew up in the 80s, like, my ultimate fantasy is to be a rap star.
Naturally.
Like, that's the, yeah.
Is that you practice in the shower, your lyrics?
Yeah, and unfortunately, I think that I'm going to expose people to it in the near term. So this
would be the place to do it.
That's for them to manage.
Is that an indication that you might be up for some challenges later on?
What do you got?
Well, I can have a look. People, send your challenges in for Jerry Holkins. We get all kinds of crazy stuff. There's singing, there's dancing, there's skits, there's... Do you have any particular skills you want to let us know about?
You might be interested to know that certain Brenna, this one over here, she has a degree in theater. And I am sure that she would love to ply her trade.
A real professional? How did you get in here?
A thespian.
Wow. So take note, guys.
Yeah,
All right.
I really like scripts.
Also take note that Desert Bus, while we're like, haha, let's embarrass ourselves for the children, we won't actually force you to do anything you don't want to do.
Yeah.
Oh.
What?
Children. Here's a question, dear Dr. Jerry. Everyone at Desert Bus is a doctor, so congratulations
Understood.
on your doctorate.
I'm pretty sure it's Jerury.
Yes, sorry, you're right. Dear
I'm an
Dr.
honorary
Jerury.
temporary Northern.
There you go. So he says, where'd the question go? It was here a second ago.
You're sort of touching the screen like Braille. You're trying to find the unique
Somehow.
texture.
Here we go. He says, I'm an Aussie enforcer now living in Canada. I couldn't make it back to Australia for PAX this year. Any good stories?
Gosh, out of Oz. I did. I put it up in the. Post. I had to write part of my post for tomorrow early just so I could make sure that it got up. But I kept trying to come and talk to Kathleen and Graham at over in the Bandland, and the line,
It was unprecedented.
I mean, I don't even know. There's a point at which a line doesn't feel good anymore. It went as far back as fire code and humanity would allow this line to go. And I suggest, indeed, in the post that it continued on, but it became an infra line that could not be observed in real time.
In truth, it was the only time that we have ever been at a PAX where Graham and I have, normally we sat at our booth from the beginning of PAX, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. every single day. I had to leave a bunch because I had to take care of Penelope, but Graham was basically there for as long as it was there for brief periods to take care of Penelope and for going to our panels. We had to be please cap the line so we can go to our panel.
Well, no,
Please
exactly.
bring us. They had these things called Jackals. They're like, would you like an Australian Jackal? And I'm like,
They made that up. No, they're
excited.
messing with you.
No, they were very excited to bring them to me, and I was very excited to have a unique Australian delicacy. Turns out it's a toasted sandwich. But
I like that word better though. That
Yeah.
sounds so much cooler.
I know, but I was like, I used to have a toasted sandwich maker in the 90s when I was a child, and
Like
But
a
I had to,
panini?
you know how panini is the delicious bread and it's got the grill lines?
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember the toasted sandwich makers? You take two pieces of
Oh,
Wonder
no,
Bread
no.
and put it together? That's a jaffle! So they're like, do you want some jaffles? And I was like, I would love a jaffle!
No,
And
dude.
they brought me that, I was like, oh. But it was very good, and I had to I felt decadent, because I was like, enforcers, please fetch me water and food, because I cannot leave this table.
Well, exactly.
Jaffle.
Yeah.
Well, no, and so there's a bunch of things, there's a bunch of Australian things that are really vital culturally, but very simple in presentation and manufacture. So, did they introduce you to fairy bread when you were there?
No.
I've heard of fairy bread before, yeah.
You've heard of fairy
I've
bread,
heard of it.
but what is it?
I don't remember.
I'm gonna hook you up. You ready?
Yeah.
You can make it at home.
Yeah. You can make it. You can make it in the convenience of your own home. No, it's like this. So. I had it at the Enforcer after party. So this is a perfect example. This is going to answer their question exactly. So at the Enforcer after party, at which you were missed, we had a loaf of white bread that was presented to me, some sprinkles, and some margarine.
Yep.
So what you do, or it's like comfort food, to the maximum level. This is something your mom makes you for your birthday level. Excitement, enthusiasm, diabetes. It's all there. So you spread a thin layer of margarine or margarine on the white bread, and then you put sprinkles on it. And I swear to God, that's what fairy bread is. But it's good. But also, everyone wants you to like it, and so you do, right? Everyone is having it at the same time. It's a communal thing.
Is it be happy together?
Or is it just
Not toast. No. If you toast
Sorry,
it,
it's raw bread.
if you
I'm so sorry.
Liz,
I insulted a culture. I'm so sorry.
no,
Forgive my family.
Monster.
no. And so it's like this. But there's all these sort of holy edicts
Delicious.
inside the continuum. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Where I
fairy
come from,
wings.
they sold these devices at midnight
On television.
on television.
Jackal maker.
Our friend Tara would love this. She makes the Geeky Hostess sprinkles. She puts sprinkles on everything. This is a whole food that's designed to have sprinkles. Yes.
Tara's rad.
Yeah,
I'm
she's
a
awesome.
huge fan.
And she has all these sprinkles.
But get a load of this. So there's two schools of thought with the fairy bread. There's either crust or no crust. That's one avenue of potential heresy. Then there's also dippers or sprinklers. And so some people sprinkle the sprinkles on there. Some people put the sprinkles in the plate.
Nope.
No, you don't think so? Yeah. Well, trust me, you will find people to agree with you there. And then you take the entire margarine bread and then just go like this and then pull it out like that. And so there's two axes of possible failure there. It's like navigating like a trapped Incan crypt trying to figure out if you're doing their ritual correctly. And then also this came up quickly. Some people use Nutella and then put sprinkles, and that is right out.
No, that sounds wonderful.
That sounds amazing.
No,
sounds so good.
It's a criminal act.
It sounds like a perversion of a long-standing tradition.
Yeah, exactly. This is what happened. It's
a dark
That's an
elf.
evolution.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
It's beautiful.
Yeah. Anyway, it's night elf. It's night elf fairy bread.
Well, clearly I'm right into the controversy here. So
Yeah, you're right in the mix.
Yeah, because Nutella on bread is a thing that. I guess everybody does. I don't know. That was like
all
a snack
smart
that I
people
had.
do.
It's
Yeah.
vital.
So like adding sprinkles, I'm just like that makes it even better.
It
I
did
like-
So
make
maybe
me-
it's not you're not perverting
I
fairy
like
bread, but you're just like
No,
adding
it's something
it-
else. It's not
Yeah,
fairy
it's
bread
something
anymore.
else entirely.
I like Nutella on a spoon.
Yes. Skip
Yes.
the bread entirely.
Yeah, that's
It
you're
did
wasting
make
your
me
time.
laugh when I nannied in
Nutella
France for a
on
year.
crepes.
Oh yeah.
And the kids would get to have toast with Nutella on it in the mornings. But I introduced peanut butter to the household. You know, being an
Oh, were
American.
you at? Was it heretical?
Basically, the kids loved it, but the mom thought it was wildly inappropriate to have peanut butter on toast in the mornings. But Nutella on toast was fine.
What was the logic?
I don't know. Well, I think I remember her saying it was bad for you, and I remember looking at the ingredients and the nutritional factors, and as far as the trans fats and the calories, they pretty much were identical.
Yeah.
Only
Nutella
Nutella has more sugar.
Yeah.
But it's not French. I guess that's probably what it came down
Nutella
to.
was the thing for kids like me who are allergic to peanut butter.
Yeah.
That was what we had instead.
So good.
But Nutella on crepes, I'm telling you,
Oh, that's a classic technique.
Yeah.
that's the way to go.
So speaking of Australian cuisine,
Yeah.
the folks that we were staying with right now just got back from Australia and brought us back a package
Oh.
of
The Tim
Australian
Tam?
delicacies known as Tim Tams.
Oh, it's legend. I bring them
In
back.
Canada now.
It's
do?
different.
Yeah.
Ah.
It's different.
In different flavors, we have
Yes.
espresso
We have
ones.
espresso
Tim Tam
ones
slam.
that were
The
brought back.
big
She knows about the slam.
And Jeremy brought them in to share with everyone.
Oh, they're balling. Well, so you as an inductee
Yes.
into the Tim Tamiverse, why don't you describe what a Tim Tam is as a newcomer, as a neophyte?
So they're still in their package. I'm aware
What?
of a ritual.
How?
I'm aware of a ritual known as the Tim Tam Slam, and I was waiting for the opportunity to
Dispense this wisdom.
All right, as I understand,
We did this at the cabin in Mount Washington a couple of years ago.
as I understand, you brew hot tea and
Tea?
Hot chocolate.
bite off the
No
top
tea.
and bottom of the Tim Tam. Dip it in and then suck the tea through the Tim
Oh my
Tam.
gosh.
Or the coffee.
That sounds
Or
great.
coffee?
So,
Coffee
wow,
sounds way
Australian
better.
food is
Hot
full of
chocolate.
controversy.
Hot chocolate.
Hot chocolate.
You go to the hot chocolate.
Hot
So-
chocolate, coffee.
So it's like
no
a
tea.
straw.
Exactly. But here, but you haven't gotten the description of the device,
Yeah.
The cookie.
right?
No,
The
not
Tim
at all.
Tam.
Imagine, if you will, a crisp layered cookie with delicious frosting, but then coated in chocolate. And we've had these before. We know about this, but not like this. It is it's just perfect. It's like the apex predator of the chocolate coated biscuit cookie. And they have a bunch of varieties. I'm partial to the salted caramel.
Yeah.
There's also the double coat.
Of course.
Double coat.
We were given both of those varieties as souvenirs by well-meaning Australians. Graham and I had to leave several things that we didn't mean to leave behind because we ran out of suitcase space, such as Penelope's toothbrush. Because we had, seriously, 9 containers of Tim Tams that were given to us.
Priorities.
Yeah.
I can buy another toothbrush.
Exactly.
Caramel Tim Tams are a unique experience.
Oh, I wasn't criticizing. That
It's
was
sick.
approval.
It's sick though.
We have a couple of donation. We have a donation drive and an art challenge that just ended. So I'm sure that our media team will be working on the art challenge for Kate to judge in a bit. I will draw
Kara.
a winner for this giveaway of awesome Ken Stacy art, and we were going to start another donation drive right at 2 o'clock.
1
So,
o'clock.
2 o'clock. It is now 2 o'clock. I know time is weird at Desert Bus.
No,
it's
not.
not.
No, it's not. It's 1 o'clock. Oh my god.
It's all good. It's all good.
Tally, I'm not real good with math.
Tally,
but I
you're in
think that says
Vancouver.
1. I think that says 101.
It says 101.
I saw
Add
on
that together.
on the
Add it.
screen. I was looking at the screen that we have here, and I saw like a really cute girl, and then I was like, oh, it's Brenna. Like I was like, I felt like you know how it is. Like you see somebody, and it's like you feel like a spike has just like gone through your chest, and
That's a pretty sweet thing to
she's
say,
so
my friend.
cute.
So nice.
I was going to say a bad word.